Well, good evening, everyone. Hey, I'm Dr. Nancy Stanley, physical therapist, life and health coach, and I'm here tonight to talk to you about Alzheimer's, dementia, brain decline, brain function decline. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm so glad you joined me, and because if not you, then someone in your family, I'm sure, is suffering from brain decline, brain function decline. And how do we recognize that? How do we know if it's just, people say it's aging. Well, that is brain decline, is your brain is aging. It's shrinking and it's becoming less functional. And so I'm going to explain that tonight. So I hope you'll hit the share button, share this video, because there are definitely people that need to hear this. So I've got a lot of interesting information to give you. I've given some of this information out before, but some of it is new. But what I'm going to talk about tonight is the first signs of dementia, how to recognize it. And I'm going to tell you there's hope, all right? There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of new information. We're seeing the rate of dementia and Alzheimer's increase like exponentially. But we're finding out why. There are people like Dr. Lisa Mosconi and many others that I follow that are talking about, Dr. Amen, that are talking about brain health. And we're learning how to help our brain. So that's what I want to share with you tonight is how to help your brain. Hey, Charlotte, thank you for joining me. Okay, all right, so I want to identify the first signs of dementia. All right, so of course there's the Alzheimer's test that you can take, and your doctor should be able to give you that, or you can go online and find it. But one of the first things you'll notice is your navigation is off. All right, so where is your car? So like when you park your car and you go in Walmart or some other store, you come out and you can't remember it. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing that affects that. If you're on your phone when you're parking your car, you won't remember where it is, because your brain can only handle so many things. You absolutely cannot multitask, all right? So just one thing that'll help that is if you just pay more attention, all right? But this is at a different level. Your driving directions, you can't remember how to get somewhere without your GPS, all right? The other thing is you have difficulty locating words. So you can't find the words you want to use. And I'm sure some of y'all are saying, oh my gosh, this is terrible because I have trouble. But this is beyond just those words that maybe you're not familiar with. These are familiar words that you're having trouble pulling them up. So that's one of the signs. Confusion, you're more easily confused about things. And it's different than from the past, okay? So now I don't want you, and then number 4 is repeating yourself. And I know I do that, but I'm talking about, let's see. Okay, I'm talking about more than normal, okay? So don't be scared especially if you're in your 20s and 30s and 40s, don't be afraid, because what we're knowing now is this Alzheimer's actually starts in your 20s, in your 30s and 40s. It only manifests, the symptoms only manifest in your 70s and 80s. So that's why you need to share this with your children, with your friends, with people that are younger, because you can prevent Alzheimer's. And I'm going to show you some of the things today. All right, so what is Alzheimer's? What is dementia? What causes it? Okay, so what causes it? Let me let this up a little bit because it seems like my head is... Uh-oh, just lost my light. Hang with me. I'm coming back. Okay, let me plug myself back in. Yep, here we go. Okay, you got me now. All right, so what happens is in your brain, so this is your brain, okay, there are these synapses, okay, so it's the neurons that the information travels through, okay, and you can reshape your brain. You can actually create new ones of these or change these, but it's kind of like, if you can imagine like an electrical cord, even an extension cord, it loses the connection, all right, so it's like it's frayed or it doesn't work. But anyway, the message doesn't get through. And part of that is because of the damage that we're doing to our brain with toxins and too much sugar, too many carbs, stress, just lack of good environment. And I'm going to go over some more of those, okay? So here's what happens. So they're blocked. So these things are blocked, and they're really blocked by the things that we don't need to put in our body. So good fuel, like good healthy foods, don't cause this problem. Although any food you eat is going to cause free radicals, all right? Free radicals is like when you run your car, it's like the exhaust that comes out the end. When you burn a piece of wood, it's the ashes. So our body, anytime we eat anything, even if it's healthy, we have free radicals. That's why I'm going to talk about tomorrow night about intermittent fasting and how that cleanses your body. What an awesome cleansing opportunity that is. But anyway, if you have blood and glucose, if you have glucose and ketones in your blood, your brain is going to default to picking up those ketones because that's what it's used to doing. But if you don't have those ketones, most people don't, because they're eating carbs and they're eating several meals a day. And so, but the byproduct of fat burning is ketones, and that's what your brain was created to use. And it doesn't have to make an adaptation to use those ketones. It's going to use them anyway. So you want to have ketones, but this damage in here is interfering with your brain actually using these ketones and using the glucose. All right, so these changes that you are seeing are as a result of too much toxins, too many carbs, too many unhealthy carbs. And when I say unhealthy carbs, I'm talking about high fructose corn syrup, cereals, grains, oatmeal, chips, granola bars, things that you would think are healthy, but they're loaded with carbs and they're loaded with unhealthy sugars. They don't have, they have other sugars other than good healthy sugars, okay? And so and even those you need to limit, because anytime you're going to put those in your body, your insulin's going to go up and you're going to become resistant to insulin, and we're going to talk about that another day. All right, so I've told you that you need to up your ketones. All right, so how to do that? How do we do that? So I started off with 3 ways, but I actually ended up with 9 because there are ways you can do it. All right, so first of all, you're going to lower your carbs, and those especially, now I'm not talking about your leafy greens, and that's what's different about my program than other programs, is that most people are doing dirty keto. They're just lowering their carbs, but they're not getting the toxins out. They don't really know what the toxins are. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So you want to lower your carbs, all right? You want to get your carbs down to less than 20 a day. You want to do intermittent fasting, and you're thinking, well, nobody's told me that. I just thought I could get into ketosis. Well, what intermittent fasting does is it gets rid of the free radicals. It's like taking out the trash. So if you'll join me tomorrow night, I'm going to go over intermittent fasting, and I'm going to teach you a lot about how to do it and how not to do it. And so, but you want to do that. That's number 2. Number 3 is MCT. This is medium chain triglycerides. You can buy it at Walmart in a bottle, and it's 60% of coconut oil is MCT oil. But what it does is it's an energy source for your brain. It goes directly to your bloodstream, into your brain. It doesn't go through your liver. So it's a great way. It's a great way to fuel your brain, okay, for energy. I use it every morning I don't use coffee anymore, in my mud water, which is a product that I use. Okay, so, or you can just buy exogenous ketones. You can buy them in like a supplement, let's just say that, okay? All right, the other thing is DHA, and you find DHA in fatty fish, mackerel, salmon, and then also in cod liver oil. And then you also find it in zinc and vitamin B1 especially. And so you can find zinc, you can buy it in drops, or you get it from beef and organ meat and shellfish. So think about adding these things to your diet, and then your vitamin B1. Okay, so the other thing that's going to help you get your brain oxygenated, now this is not necessarily ketones, but it's going to get more oxygen to your brain, is learning how to do deep breathing, okay? And doing it often. And it's not just breathing in, but it's pushing out. So it's pushing all of that carbon dioxide out so that you can pull back in that oxygen. So deep breathing. Some people at the first signs of Alzheimer's are going to be trying hyperbaric chambers. I think that's a great option if you see a relative that's declining to look into that. Sleep, okay. If you can't sleep, if you've got sleep apnea, then you're not getting oxygen to your brain. So you got to work on your sleep, and that's why I teach you in my program how to learn how to train your body how to sleep all night. And I've had so many clients say they weren't sleeping at all, and once they started sleeping, they were amazed at how much better they feel and how much their brain function improved. Okay. All right. So and optimal foods. Okay. So what are those? It's good grass-fed meat, organic grass-fed meat. Vegetables, especially leafy greens. It's eggs, good farm fresh eggs. It's of course supplements and micronutrients, and it's also some cheese, some good grass-fed cheese, butter, whole fat yogurt, heavy whipping cream. Those are all things that we eat in our program. And then if you can relieve stress, and that's why I teach meditation in my program, because people are stressed, especially now with all that's going on. So you want to learn how to take your thoughts captive and do meditation. So I have a meditation coach in the app that we use, and you learn how to do meditation. And then, of course, for women, I'm really going to encourage estrogen. The studies are showing now, and I'm probably going to talk about this a little more later, that the depletion of estrogen, especially women after menopause that are not doing hormone replacement therapy, that's what they're noticing in the research they're doing, that this 30 to 40 to 50-year-old is when the brain actually shrinks, because now they're doing these PET scans that they weren't doing before on women, they were just doing them on men. So you really want to talk to your doctor about having your hormone levels checked, and if your estrogen is not where it should be, then you really need to see your doctor about that. Now, someone asked last night, where do I practice? I'm not a medical doctor. I have a doctorate in physical therapy from Boston University. This is just my love and my passion, is to see people get healthy. I had my own journey where I had gained 30 pounds. I was working out hard. I was teaching body pump, but I couldn't lose the weight. Didn't matter how few calories I ate, I couldn't lose the weight. And I'm going to be doing a video about that soon, how really what it is, it's the insulin resistance. So if you have fat around the middle, that's one of the reasons. Okay, so now I'm done with this teaching. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments. I'd love to answer your questions, or you can message me. And so what I'm about to do now is a drawing, as promised. I told you if you shared this video, then I would put you in the drawing. I think last night I had about 30 something shares. So I'm about to draw. And last night, Bonnie Scott won the vitamins, and she's got a month's supply, maybe even a little more, of vitamin D3 and K2 headed to her door. I shipped it out to her last night. Okay, so this is Pamela Carol Diana, I think. Pamela Diana Carol, baby. I think you shared it a lot, and I appreciate that so much. So I'm going to put her back in here. All right, so you share tonight, and tomorrow night I'm going to do another drawing for more supplements, and then later in the week I'm actually going to draw from these for a half price on the challenge. So I am adding people to the challenge now, and you think, well, what's different about your weight loss program than others? And I've got people on here that could answer that question for you, but I want to just tell you, I teach you how to change your relationship with food, okay? You can't just lose weight by saying, I'm gonna quit eating. That's deprivation, and you can't stick with that. You have to learn how to move food down on the priority list, and that's where the intermittent fasting works. that's where you create a new script for yourself. So most people are saying things like, this little bit won't hurt, and well, I can go off my ketosis once a week. I can do the 5-2 ketosis. That doesn't work. I'm just going to tell you, I don't recommend that. Most of my clients are fasting, 18 to 24 hours every day. They're eating one meal a day. They're saving a lot of money on food, but they're also noticing more energy, better sleep, better mental clarity. And so, and I do add in a little exercise. We're going to be doing what I call a swerve exercise group. And so you'll be able to access that at your convenience. You don't have to do it at a certain time, but it's like 20 minutes of exercise where we're going to tone our body. We're going to get ready for the summer. So if you're ready to jump in, then message me, because I'm opening up slots this week. The challenge starts Monday. So I look forward to hearing from you. But I hope you will take this advice. Get your ketones up, get your carbs down, and get healthy. If you get healthy, then your body will get to the right weight. Okay, I've been this same weight. I think I did add 5 or 6 pounds during COVID just because my schedule changed, but I've dropped some of that now. And just because I eat healthy, I don't have to worry about weight. Carrying extra weight around and wearing those clothes that you hate, it's just no fun. All right, so tomorrow night, I'm going to be talking about intermittent fasting and how that's really taking out the trash in your body and how to do it the right way. So join me, share this video, comment below. If you're in my challenge, make a comment that maybe somebody will see that will encourage them to message me, and let's talk soon.